Hello and welcome along to Aston Villa from the stands. We're here today with a smile. We've got news, real news, not fake news, not concrete news, not rumours, not gossip, not made up in the known stories. It's actually news, official news. And yes, you Villa fans here, near and far will know that Boubacar Kamara has signed the ting. We've finally done it. We've finally done it. It feels like it's been the longest saga ever, but we're here and we've done it. Second of all, we've got some news. Ollie Watkins, not for sale, apparently. Although we have heard this one with Emi, with Ollie, but let's see how that one ends up. And finally, who's next? Rumours are Villa are prepared to offer Luca Digne another transfer situation. Another situation in where we're going to extend more contracts. Villa starting to get their asses in gear. Maybe it's going to the USA. Maybe they've realised that pre-season is among us and things need to start clocking. So big up to each and every single one of you. Hope you're good, hope you're well. Apologies for the slight delay. I was helping out Justin on his show and helping him out. So we're all sorted in that sense. So I do appreciate everyone who's here. It's a little bit muggy today, isn't it? But big up to everyone in the chat. And yeah, make sure we are smashing that like button, seeing some great names in here. And as always, we're ready to rock and roll. Let me get the man's smile that we've all been waiting for, looking at, enjoying. And of course, it is the thing that has absolutely sort of got Villa fans locked in, happy, and all that good stuff. None other than our man, Boubacar Kamara. And big up to Kevin as well. Yes, Kevin, how are you? How are you? Look, here it is. Let's just get the graphic up straight away. Let's get that graphic up straight away. Boubacar Kamara, 2030 locked in, ice cold Kamara. He absolutely loves it. And this is a guy that we thought potentially we were going to lose for not getting Champions League football. Real talk. Real talk. I thought we could potentially lose this guy because we didn't get Champions League football. And actually, we've saved our bacon. He has committed his future. Now, I do not care. I'll be real with you right now. I will not care if Boubacar Kamara absolutely has a clause in that says, listen, he's got a release clause of X, Y, or Z, 50 million, 60 million, 70 million. I don't care. What I care about is that we've absolutely landed him and he's had that pay increase and he's had that absolute deserved contract extension. Reality is, if Villa do not get Champions League football next season, there is a real chance that Kamara will move on. There is a real chance that Kamara will be snapped up, and that's something that I've come to accept, basically. But I think it's a big statement of intent. Finally, I can say I've got my Villa back a little bit. I think we're finally moving in a way that is important. Whether it's been a while, whether we've had to be patient, 24th of July, I actually feel like, in a way, this is a sign to say, Monchi and Unai, you haven't quite lost the plot yet. You're still intact. And whether people think that I'm cynical in that sense or not, I personally believe that this is something that has actually brought a massive positive light, kept my faith in the boys, and absolutely. Emery looks like he's playing free at the back now, so Matson can move to the left midfield. Yes, we'll be talking about that, especially because of the Luca Digne situation. Just another day of being washed, says NFC 2000. Is that Forest or us, or is that us because we're just playing catch at the Cartel 6? Listening on a flight from Atlanta to Toronto, what a crazy world we live in these days when you think about it. 100%, Michael, 100%. The fact that you can listen and get signal on a flight is absolutely nuts. But what's the plans in Toronto, Michael? What's the plans in Toronto? But I think he's did he get a wage increase? 100%. That's why he signed the new thing. That's why he signed the contract. That's why he is absolutely loving the bacon. Look, let's get another picture of old boobs on here. Here he is, old Boubacar. And look, what's funny is this photo is clearly done really early in the morning. Sorry, chat. I'm so thirsty. I've got to net that water. The reason I can tell this photo is done really early in the morning is because obviously the boys were on the plane to the USA today. I'm waiting for the tweet to land soon about that they've landed all safely and that all's good. But Unai Emery was wearing that exact kit. when he got on the plane. His hair was looking a little bit better, and he looked very sleepy. I'll show you the picture later. So this must have been done really early on. They've sort of waited for the boys to get on the plane, and then they've just sort of spammed today with lots of feel-good positivity. So Kamara looks buzzing. Monchi's there. Return of the Monchi. There he goes. Nice little suntan from his outings in Spain. But yeah, Unai, calm, collected, happy days. Do love the new Adidas kit as well. But yeah, look, it just sums it up. Nothing too much on the money situation, but it just says that he signed a new contract with the club. And it's going to 2030. Kamara signed for the club in 2022, shortly after making his international debut for France. Again, one thing we must thank Steven Gerrard for. He's 25 years old, so he's going to be with us to 30, and he's nearly made 100 appearances for us already. So absolutely smashing it. And I just think that this for me has just given me that sort of reboot as a Villa fan. And I don't know if you guys feel the same. But it's just given me a reboot to say everything's going to be okay. Why are we panicking? Why are we worrying? It's all going to be okay. However, that sense of it's going to be okay in terms of our current players. It's going to be okay about not losing some of the players that we thought we would. What is worrying is still that business outside of the boys that we have. And that's real talk for me in that sense of it's going to be okay with the Villa faithful that we have in our ranks right now. But I'm still worried about this summer and the business that we're going to engage in. So if this summer is purely about building, keeping everyone who we want to, keeping Kamara, keeping Morgan, keeping Luca Digne, keeping Emi, keeping Ollie, and if that's what this summer's about, then we can half deal with it. As long as there is a plan to bring in reinforcements and that we don't fall too far behind. And that's my point. I don't want to be left in the trenches. I don't want to be left coming into January where we're 9th or 10th and we need a bit of a reboot to get our season going again. If we're there or thereabouts and we're up there in the top 6, top 7, perfect. January, let's go again. Let's have a similar January to last year and let's give it a good smash. So, yeah, maybe this is a summer of consolidation. Maybe this is a summer of bringing in the cavalry, bringing in new contracts, making sure that our house of cards is settled, and then adding quality where we must. But and interestingly says, I think the club was sniffing, which caused the delay. It was one of them, wasn't it? That this was rumoured in April, and we basically believed Kamara was going to sign either just before the Man U game or just after it. That Manchester United game was 2 months ago now. 2 months ago. And we've been left waiting and waiting. And I don't know about you guys, but as the length of this window got longer, the more insecure I got about Kamara signing. Usually when a player's linked in April and it's like, yeah, this talk is real, this talk is solid, this is going to happen, you usually get backed up with signings, don't you? It usually happens. It usually comes into fruition. But we had to stream it out. So, look, Kamara for me, as good as a signing, a new signing in terms of securing it. And as I said, if there is a contract or clause in there that he's got a buyout clause of 60, 70, whatever, then I can live with that. And I genuinely believe, hand on heart, that if Villa don't get Champions League football and Kamara has a stormer, I think he's someone that will get poached eventually. He's so good that he has to be playing Champions League football. He's so good that he must be playing Champions League football. I also think that it will allow Boubacar Kamara to relax, to be able to thrive now, knowing that he's secured his future. And, of course, a lovely bit of a pay increase as well. Big up to everyone in the chat. Please listen to Meeks. Hit the like button. Yes, Filthy out. Oh, my God, getting close to it. I mean, it's not too far for Christmas, is it? You know, we're getting there. We've got autumn first, but yeah. Let's see what else you guys are saying. My parents have a place on a lake in Canada where they spend the summer, so go and see them with wife and kids. Sounds fantastic. Make sure you enjoy that. And, yeah, hopefully you get some nice sunshine there, Mike. I love it. Duncan says, even though best sign of the summer. I hear you thinking. Still, Duncan would love to add 1 or 2 pieces of quality, but that's probably it for me. Do you know what would be a great Do you know what? Where this summer's been, I've been sat here going, this is a 1 or a 2 out of 10 window so far. Kamara now signings boosted up to a 3 or 4. If you could give me 2 pieces of quality in attacking areas and a defensive piece of quality, and then land me a Morgan Rogers new contract with this Kamara one, or a Yuri Tillemans new contract, give me another new contract signed, and Ollie and Emi stays, the window goes very high. If we can keep both Ollie and Emi, and we don't lose anyone of that caliber of players that we absolutely want to see stay, and we add 2 pieces of quality and consolidate new contracts, we've done pretty well. We've done pretty well. But yeah, let's see. It doesn't mean anything in the whole of Ollie stays or Kamara signs new deal when we have to deal with the PSR SCR scam. We know who the top 4 will be. We know who's going down. It's true, to be fair. Sunderland are trying to break that, though, Brainy Bryan. Sunderland are going, fuck this. The Sunderland are going massive. Now, if Sunderland get relegated, the club's crippled. You won't see them again. Sunderland will go bust, probably, or something like that. Sunderland are going bust or broke. I like it. It's ballsy. It could work. It may not work, but they're going bust or broke. And bust or boom. Sorry, not bust or broke. That's the same thing. So, yeah. I think Sunderland are going ballsy. But, like, I was looking at Burnley, right? I was looking at some of Burnley's acquisitions. I just looked at Burnley and thought, you're going straight back down, lads. You're going straight back down. Top 4, though, the £1 billion boys, impossible to break in. And do you know what the sickening thing is? I'll come to the story, but we're going to have to talk about Alexander Isak as well in a minute. We're going to have to talk about Alexander Isak as well in a minute, because if he goes to one of those Cartel 6, where the league's washed. The league is washed. Well, fluid into it, and Emery tweets for most of the time. Don't be fooled by how we start a game. It often changes. That is true. That is true. 5th place is, again, the target, though. Tough, but you never know. Do you think, again, someone that actually, I think, asked in the chat, is the 5th place a UCL spot? I'm pretty sure it is, right? I'm pretty sure 5th will be that again. I don't actually know why I've got the headset on. I actually don't know why I put that headset on. I must have been listening to something to put it on. There we go. Now we've got the mad hairstyle as well, but there we go. We'll get Champions League again this season for 26-27. I bloody hope so, Duncan. Josh, next week is when I'm going to Nashville. I just hope there's Villa merch. I don't want to see Bailey, my dad, me make fun when he slips on the ball. Listen, there'll be Villa merch everywhere outside the stadium. If you're going to the game, it'll be there. It'll be there. Look, I'm going to talk about JD Camvo as well. Or Cavon, or however we want to say his French name, but yeah. Garnacho, I think I'm putting Garnacho at 85% coming to us. Maybe even higher. Dumfries is just a dream, but if we do that, it's unbelievable. I used to play golf with George Hemmings' dad, Tony. Big things, hopefully, in Hemmings. Big up to Super Matty. He says, biggest cliche in the book, but that's like a new sign. Still stand my prediction that Emi stays too, and Ollie's going nowhere. Exactly. Look, this window, as I said, it started off as doom and gloom. We've had to be patient. We've had to wait for things to happen. I think the biggest thing for me is if we consolidate new contracts, if we keep Ollie and Emi and we get 1 or 2 in, I think you can turn around and say, do you know what? The way this window was looking before the June 30th, we've done well. But it is about offloading Deadworth as well. But yeah, that is the top 4. That's 100% the top 4. That is it's going to take a miracle. I would love Arsenal, Lego Head to slip up. I'm waiting for the Arsenal Lego Head meltdown. There'd be nothing more than seeing Arsenal with, again, Arteta's spending to still not come up with the goods. As I said, I've never known a team to bottle a 2-horse, to come third in a 2-horse race. That's the way I look at Arsenal. It's a 2-horse race, but they'd still somehow come third. Trust in the process. There you go. Some of them follow the Villa model and sell the stadiums themselves, and they do have big history. And I think they're going boom or bust. I think we might sign Callum Wilson's cover for Ollie wouldn't be a bad signing. Free agent market always fascinates me. I always think about free agents. Do you know who the best free agent signing is? Who's been picked up? And I think they've done a very, very astute job of signing him. Carl Walker-Peters, right back, free agent. Pretty sure he went to West Ham. Pretty sure he went to West Ham. And I looked at that and thought, I like that. I like that a lot. A free agent like that. So the free agent market is a weird one. A weird one. Because essentially there is a gem in there every now and then. There is a gem in there every now and then. If you can find that gem and you can get that gem, then absolutely go get them. And I thought Kyle Walker-Peters was a good steal from West Ham, but they've got Wan-Bissaka, so I don't know how he fits there. But there we go. Without PSR, SCR, rich clubs would have the opportunity to threaten top four by buying some top players, but we can't have that, can we? For what fun is that? Yeah, the top flight football's a little bit broken. VAR adds to that as well. It's not easy. It's not easy. But yeah, the Garnacho loan, I'm convinced is happening. Late loan for Garnacho, watch this space. 100%. 100%. 85-90% Garnacho lands on loan. And then the other one is Jackson. I'm putting Jackson at 70% coming to us on loan. I reckon we'll negotiate something with Chelsea with that. I think those could be the two. I don't see anyone from Europe landing on a loan deal. But you never know. You never know. We're going to talk about Buendia a little bit as well. There's some Buendia news that came for today. Out of nowhere, Buendia came out of basically Buendia was spoken about a lot at the start before the 30th of June PSR deadline. And I swear to God, between the 30th of June and now, I don't think I saw one Buendia link. Unless I wasn't looking very hard. But everything in regards to Buendia just went a little bit quiet. And I was like, really? Really? But he's resurfaced again, so I'll show you some stuff on that. Out for now, free. And I like that Ants put West Ham, Burnley, and Leeds to go down. West Ham. Weird old club, the Hammers, aren't they? Smith wanted Callum Wilson Watkins at the time back in 2020. Did he actually? Don't know. Look, Callum Wilson on a 1-year deal as a backup striker, I'm there for. You can't put Callum Wilson on a 2 or 3-year deal with his injuries. 1 year, it's worth a risk. Jacob Townsend explains important. Matty Cash explains how he's told to play and talk of a new contract coming his way when window shuts. Yeah, I did see that, and no comment. No comment on Matty Cash. There's always a hidden gem in the free zones. We've got a very special Belgium for nothing. Exactly. You have to not turn your nose up at a free sign. And I think that there is Villa are crying out for a striker, a second striker, right? And if we can't go get a big striker, whether you like it or not, and people won't like this, if you want a Premier League experienced striker, there's two who, again, honestly, chat, I'm not saying this is what we should do, but when push came to shove, on a 1-year deal only, on wages that are below 100k, as the sort of thing, you go put a DCL or a Callum Wilson on the bench. 1 year. And that is only if, for me, Villa simply cannot land a forward player. You don't know what's going to happen with that. But I just think, why we turn our nose up at a free agent when it's a position that is there? Again, it's not going to solve us, but it's something for me that goes, we don't have a second striker. And when people talk about Donyell Marlon being the cut to Ollie, already going, come on, we want Donyell surely to be locking down that right-hand side, right? That's the hype about Donyell Marlon. Let's put him on the right-hand side. We don't have a second striker. And look, didn't we get Redmond, or is he not first team? Zepaquino Redmond's going in the under 18s, under 21s. Under 21s. Zepaquino Redmond's playing for the under 21s. That was the first thing we said. Oh, we're signing him, and he's going to find and play his trade in the under 21s. Did not expect to see him in that first team at all. Garnacho in sorts out our left wing issues. Absolutely, Garnacho gives me Duran vibes. Absolutely, up the Tillerman. Big up Yuri Tillemans. What a player. He's the one we could lock down a new contract. Remember when West Ham won? Oh, don't. Not a banter club. They're a mess, West Ham. Just that stadium will forever haunt them, I think. I think they've never been the same outfit because of that stadium. Big up to my guy, the man, the myth, the Meeks. This guy's a real one. Big up to our Meeks. He's an absolute legend. We love him. We absolutely love him. And yeah, He's the guy. He's the guy. He's been on top moderating as well. But yeah, appreciate it. Meeks, yeah, absolute real one. Thank you so much for all your support on everything. And big up to everyone else in the chat as well. You know, this is a great community. I love talking to you guys. And I think I've kept to my promise of being consistent of most nights. We've stayed consistent. I'm just chomping for the preseason friendly. I'm chomping. I'm chomping. I'm chomping for the preseason games now in America. I want to see the boys out. I want to see Ollie. I want to see Rogers. I want to see Kamara. I want to see Yuri. I'm ready for the boys. And of course, Saturday night, Sunday midnight. No, Saturday midnight into Sunday, we'll be doing the watch long. People, I need to know. I take it you're staying up to watch the game. I take it you're going to be locked in on Saturday to watch the Villa. Because you're all legends, so I expect we've got to get through the night. Heidi and I don't know if Star will stay up. Star, you staying up for it? Midnight Saturday. Why not? She said. Yeah, well, we'll be having the family watch along as always. Better get a few snacks in, bit of blankets, hot drinks. But you know the deal. Oh, it's not Wilson. We need experience on that bench, and we technically exactly 1 year deal. It's a no-brainer. And I said this to Justin a minute ago. Same with McGinn and Tyrone Mings. For me, these boys are people that have earned the right to get rolled in 1 year contracts. I think there's an art in a 1 year deal. And you don't see it often now, do you, chat? You don't see a 1 year deal often where you go, do you know what? Keep them rolling. Keep them rolling on a 1 year. But yeah, we do, but we have more versatile on the right than we do up front. Versatile players are key of a type winner. They really are. They're actually pivotal, which is what Unai loves. You know, we've got more. That's John McGinn is probably the most versatile player that Villa have, actually. Would you guys agree? John McGinn is Mr. Versatile? Wilson hates Villa. He's a contract, plus he's permanently injured. That injury part is there, hence why he's only on a 1 year deal and he's on cheap wages. But if we can get a tune out of him, why not? Here he is, the legend. Super Matty, Super Matty Taylor. Legend. Here he is. I'm sure he's got work. I'll come to the comments. I'm sure he's probably skiving work or something. But big up to my guy. Love him. Big up to Super Matty. Tallest goalkeeper the world has ever seen. Super Matty Taylor. So big up to you. Big up to you. Right back towards, and that's towards your Villa membership increase. Nightclam and Sir Josh, big up to you. Yeah, Villa membership. To work, I knew it was work. Yeah, the membership. Don't worry, Super Mario. I'll have to let you know what we've done on that. When are you going to get a stream sponsorship, Josh? Yeah, I've never thought of that actually, but we're open to anything that will improve or increase the channel's identity. But yeah, McGinn is, but I hate him on the left. I hate him out wide, right or left. But he's shown to Unai he could do a job. And that's why he's probably key. We're obviously relying on Donyell Marlon to be Mr. Versatile and do his thing. And we're probably looking at as well, who else would I say is Mr. Ezri Konsa, I think, for me. So, in fact, didn't Ezri Konsa have to do a shift at left back as well for England at one stage? Like, I think Ezri has shown that he can play anywhere along that back line as well. I think they'll be in the WhatsApp group talking, Garnacho and Rashi. Agent Rashi, yeah, 100%. Has anyone seen that picture, by the way, of Rashford when he signed for Villa and then when he signed for Barcelona? And obviously, he came to Villa with a bit of bum fluff on his chin and face. And obviously, he'd been in a bit of the exodus of Manchester United, and Manchester United obviously really got him down. And he's gone to, you got that sort of Rashford vibes of going to Barca, suit and boot, clean shave, fresh out the barbers. But we could take credit for that, right? We rejuvenated Rashford's career. We got Rashford looking happy and fine, and there we go. So McGinn can play striker. Yeah, he could probably do a job in goal as well. 1874. Doing Aston Villa FM, just lost the UEFA Conference League final. I got UCL for, I mean, you've completed one of Unai Emery's objectives, Champions League football, but that trophy, you got to go win it, Fraser. Make sure you win the Champions League then. Big up to you, Fraser, legend. All right. Yeah, that is true, Meeks. That is true. More aerodynamic. I'm really interested in watching how Rashford does at Barca. I'm really intrigued. Do you think he's going to be a success there, chat? Do you think that Rashford's going to be a success at Barcelona? Let me know. Before I talk about any more Villa news, just want to have your thoughts. Alexander Isak, talk to me. Alexander Isak, before we go any further. Newcastle, I'd be furious if I was a Newcastle fan right now. Isak, not gone on the Asia tour, basically asked for a way out. Imagine if he can't get a way out and he has to go back to Newcastle. The only scenario I can see with Isak is a little in-house. Right, so Newcastle could win from this situation. I'll tell you how. Newcastle could win from this situation because we could see Alexander Isak being sold for 200 million to a Saudi club. But guess what? Newcastle would basically be selling Isak to themselves because of the Saudi ownership. So they can inflate the fee as high as they want to. And they get a lot of money in and they work the books, and Isak works out an incredible deal. The problem is, even if Isak leaves and Newcastle get 200 million, the options for playing for a striker is crazy. And I wonder now if Newcastle will regret letting Callum Wilson go. In fact, here's a crazy scenario. Imagine if Callum Wilson actually does go back to Newcastle. That's just clicked in my head. Imagine if Newcastle try and re-sign Callum Wilson. Second of all, Hugo Ekitike has gone to Liverpool, who would Newcastle put all the eggs in. Liverpool have absolutely fucked up Newcastle. Liverpool went, we want Isak. And then Newcastle went, fine, if you want Isak, we're going to go get Hugo Ekitike. Liverpool went there, no, we don't want Isak, actually. We want the guy you're looking at, Hugo Ekitike. You keep Isak. Okay. And now all of a sudden, Isak's going, yeah, but I actually want out. So the scary thing is, imagine if Liverpool signed Isak as well. Liverpool have just had one of the best windows I've ever seen in my life. Liverpool could have one of the best transfer windows I've ever seen in my life if they land Isak. No joke. It would be one of the biggest goated transfer windows I've ever seen. What's scary is, though, if Isak goes to one of the top four, I've heard Chelsea have been ruled out already and not going for Isak. If Isak goes to a Arsenal, a City, or Liverpool, the league's done, it's cooked. And Newcastle may as well just delete their football club. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it does help us. Weakening Newcastle does help us. And they're going to struggle in Europe. But my gosh, Duncan, it's not right. And if this was a Villa situation, my head would be on the ceiling. No wonder Newcastle fans are absolutely in dismay. They've just won their first trophy. They've qualified for Champions League football again. And yet their club feels like it's taken a couple of steps backwards instead of should be going forwards. And as Brainy Bryan said, football's broken. It's as simple as that. Liverpool screwing over Newcastle may help us in the league this season. Yeah, we might actually have to thank Liverpool. McGinn winning a trophy said, bro, good. Fraser's a Liverpool fan, isn't he? So we'll be happy with that. Edmonton agent got his head 100%. Again, this was where my point was coming to. Say that does go for 200 million. And I'm not even joking. Like, I think these Saudis could overinflate Isak's price because they're selling them to themselves. It leaves that number 9 position very vulnerable. Now, we are going to cover the story that Ollie Watkins is not going anywhere. Whether we believe that or not, he's not going anywhere. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, what's this? What's this? So Man United fan accounts are still trying to push the Ollie Watkins situation. Fan accounts are still trying to push Man United fan accounts are still trying to think they've got Ollie Watkins, but we'll come to that in a second. Watkins is not for sale. Let's quickly touch on Luca Digne. Let's try and touch on Luca Digne. This report came through today. Aston Villa will offer Luca Digne a contract extension following positive discussions. What's your thoughts on this one, chat? What's your thoughts on this one about Luca Digne? What are your genuine thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on this? My thoughts are this. My thoughts are this. If we are playing a system that is looking at three at the back, Luca Digne will absolutely flourish in a three at the back system. However, the big concern has been that Luca Digne's wages on around 120k. Now, Aston Villa will offer him a contract extension. Is he going to be on the same wages? Are we going to edit his wages? Is it going to be a little bit more? Is Luca Digne the long-term situation? Or is it a pay cut, as Ant is saying, as long as there's a pay cut? My weirdest thing about Luca Digne is it still makes Ian Maatsen a little bit confusing because we got two players on high wages who are both good enough to start for Aston Villa Football Club. So, you know what I'm trying to say is one of them has to move on, surely. One of them has to move on, surely. We can't have two players of their caliber on high wages. Maatsen also had an outlay of a transfer fee, but it seems we want to keep Luca Digne. So let's facts locked in. We're going to keep the competition there and we're going to see what happens. My question to you is, though, chat, is Luca Digne for you someone who can sustain his level? Is he someone who can sustain his level? I think Ian Maatsen was looking like he could at one stage dismantle Luca Digne. He did at one stage look like he could dismantle Luca Digne in terms of what Ian Maatsen offers going forward. I still think Ian Maatsen defensively is crap. Playing free at the back may help Ian Maatsen. Ian Maatsen defensively, how many times does Ian Maatsen get caught napping at the back post and they got a tap in at the back post? How many times? I want to know your thoughts on Luca Digne and where you see that situation. Fans are only forgetting we've got to reduce our wage bill 10%. Was it 20%, Kev? 90 to 70. Am I right in thinking that, or have I got that wrong? I don't want Luca Digne. I think for the back, which we most likely play, Ian Maatsen is better than Lucas. Interesting. Digne is a deep crossing fullback, an ideal player for Unai system. Makes sense to keep him. Moreno will go. Yeah, 100% Moreno is a goner. It's just how do you balance Maatsen and Digne on the same team? 90k for Digne, as he'll be a second string player this season. It's got to be reduced, isn't it? Yes, we've just seen that one come through. Newcastle, like us, are hampered with a wage cap. 100%. Does this mean the stream will be 3 hours on? We can have as long as you want. As long as you want. But I love that, Meeks. I love that. Then Donkey contract runs out this season. Oh, don't start me on him. But yeah, we need to cash in on Digne now. Let him retire at the club because we won't get anything from next season. That's another point as well. I think longevity-wise, I think that Ian Maatsen is the boy, right? Longevity-wise, Ian Maatsen is the boy. Luca Digne has been consistent for the last couple of seasons, but Maatsen's got to sharpen up defensively. And I think Maatsen can get better. Let's see how pre-season looks. Let's see how Maatsen looks unleashed in a back three system. Could be class, to be honest. In fact, did Dortmund play a back three? I'm just trying to think. Did Dortmund? Does anyone know? If Dortmund played a back three, anyone know Donkey Sanctuary? Yeah. Well, Western Supermare Beach, I saw a few donkeys on there. Didn't see Dan Donkey yet, but who knows with that one? But yeah, that's one story. Let's go to the other stuff that's coming in then about Ollie, oi. In fact, let me actually, before I do that, just because it's on my screen now and Duncan's mentioned it, this is a sad state of affairs. This is a sad state of affairs. This is really sad for his career. Douglas Luiz wants to go back to the Premier League this summer as priority. His relationship with Juve is broken and he will surely leave. Agent now in Italy to assess all options. Poor Dougie. Do you know what? That's the thing about Dougie. We've lost a really good guy. A guy who loved the club. And he just wants to come back now. He wants to come back and do his thing. And I just feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for Dougie because he has been left in exodus. always say this. I don't think Dougie personally wanted to be sold, but for PSR reasons, he was used as that scapegoat. But how will you guys feel seeing Dougie play for another Premier League team? Would it feel weird to you? Would it be weird to see Dougie Luiz play? Or is there not as much sentiment from that with Dougie? Personally, for me, I'm not like overwhelmed by Douglas Luiz in terms of he's not one of my Villa great sort of player. I still think, I still find it hard watching Grealish playing a different shirt. You know, but I still think Dougie didn't want to go. If Kamara hadn't signed the team, maybe there would have been space for Dougie. But I think the thing with Dougie is he's gone. There's no room for him, and that's how it is. That's how it is. There is no room for him unless someone goes. 50k. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. I love Villa not players. Strong statement. I love that. Fair enough. A lot of you are correct. What you're saying was stats to midfield. He's done us a favour, letting back to speak. We have to move on, Josh. No room for the sentiment. I hear that. I think Dean, as a professional for his loyalties, etc., for young players, he's very good. If Villa go 3-4-1-2 or 3-4-3 formation, Maatsen ideals that 100% attacking wise. Maatsen for me, so much better than Luca Digne going forward. Maatsen and Rashford looked at one stage like they were going to cook the whole world on that left-hand side. He just needs to learn how to check his shoulder and defend at the back post. He gets beaten way too easily, and he looks so good going forward, but so uncomfortable defensively. Maatsen, 100%. I see Dougie as one of our own. Love that, Spicy. I respect that view massively. Ollie Watkins. Let's discuss the Ollie news now. Just got to find it. There's been a lot of news today on my feed, so it's been good. The other day, right, I was looking at going, God, this is like watching paint dry. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. But and we're going to talk a bit about Buendia as well. Some better news on Buendia as well. And of course, Jaden. It is JD, isn't it? JD Canvo. Again, a name that I'm probably going to butcher all season long. But let's go to the Watkins situation then. And there's so many stories. And Emi Martinez situation. Why am I Stroke City to find it? Here it is. All right, there was the Fabrizio Romano. Here it is. John Percy said this earlier today. This was at 1:02 p.m. today. Aston Villa have told Manchester United that Ollie Watkins is not for sale. I think Percy very reliable. I really trust John Percy as a journo, and I think he's pretty bang on when it comes to the Villa. And if we've told Man U that Watkins is not for sale, I believe it. I believe it. I really do. I believe that. Do you guys believe that? Do you guys believe this news that Watkins is now officially not for sale? We've told them to absolutely piss off. I feel like that is the case. I feel like we've gone, do you know what? Piss off now, United. You're boring us. Big up to James Wood. Hope you're well. They're boring us. United. That's the way I'd actually talk about Manchester United is you actually become really boring. We're bored of your links and your crap rumours and etc. So I think it's a good key message. Now, United fans are not having it. They're still going, oh, but Fabrizio said this. Fabrizio said that. I'm backing my guy Percy. My guy Percy ain't going to let me down. And again, this is the update from Fabrizio and Ollie, which is similar to yesterday. It said, Ollie Watkins, a striker, really appreciated by Man United, an option they've been considering for weeks. Still no bid or communication. The relationship with Aston Villa is very good, so I have to say that could be an opportunity. It's all opportunity, this, and relationship that. The essence and crux of it is that he's not for sale. Piss off. Go and try and sign someone else. Now, again, would Man United back themselves to get Alexander Isak? If Isak went to Man United, what? Oh, wow, that's so backwards. My head wouldn't be able to understand that. My head wouldn't be able to understand that. If he went backwards and did that, my Christ, you'd have to pray for him, wouldn't you? You'd have to pray for Alexander Isak and go, "Are you okay, mate?" But who knows? Man United are struggling to land a 9, and I wouldn't mind if they play with Rasmus Højlund again next season. You know, they can keep Rasmus. But there we go. Exactly now, Kamara is signed out, and hopefully Euros go nowhere. Sadly, no room for Dougie. True on that one. True on that one. If we had Rashford all season last year, we'd been top 3. I think that says it all about what we need to recruit a left winger. 100%, 100%. The magic dust of Rashford. I wish he was fit for the end of the season as well. I really do. But yeah, someone's in the chat push through the drop. Big up to you, and hope you're well. Vardy rumour. Haven't heard any Jamie Vardy stuff. I'll look that up. But yeah, Watkins is not for sale. Meeks is saying, can we get 50 likes? Let's run that up, please, chat. Run that up. I don't even think Star's liked the video yet. Star, have you liked the video yet? She's too busy playing bloody GTA. Do you know what I mean? Starry, get liking the video. That's unbelievable. How can I get my chat to like my video when my daughter's not liking it? Hey? Yeah, that's what I thought. PC's in the house. Big up my favourite Canadian from British Columbia, PC. Hola, how are you, PC? Hope you're well. Mark Goldbridge thinks United can get Ollie for 40 million. What a load of jokes. Copium is a strange thing in football. Copium is a strange thing in football, and United fans are going to need a lot of it this summer when they realise. United fans have gone all summer trying to get Mbuemo signed. They finally got him. And they've just been so distracted. Do you know what? I might actually have to applaud Brentford. I think Brentford have absolutely sucked the life of Man United. Absolutely sucked the life out of Man United, having to haggle, negotiate, fight to get Bryan Mbuemo. That in the end, they've took their eye off the number 9. Gyökeres has dallied off to Arsenal. Sesko's basically sent F this. Watkins is like laughing. Emi's like, you haven't even got rid of Anana, so why am I coming to you? It's. I think United have absolutely dropped a stinker. Boring United, Goldbridge United can't afford Watkins. Simple. United still Joe, absolutely Gary. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you're well. But yeah, so much clickbait from the United boys. Here's another one. Star, crack on. Yeah, Star, have you done it? The chat wondering. Have you liked the video? Yes, he's done it. Yeah, Meeks would have to probably like time you out or something. But there we go. Still the same shout at the back for United, even with the signs. That's the problem. Mess FC. Jamie Vardy to Birmingham. Right. I'm not gonna lie. Birmingham City are moving mad. Some of their signings. It'll be good to get them back in the Premier League. Do not get me wrong. I'm all for Birmingham City coming back to the Premier League because I miss the rivalry. But some of the boys they're signing, some of the Japanese lads they've got in, I think they might cook. I think they might fly in the Championship. And that's not me enjoying that. But hey, get them back in the Premier League so we can batter them. But yeah, there we go. Here's another Man United story then. Kevin's just said, gone quite over Martinez. This is what the news is for Percy again on Emi. Aston Villa will only consider letting Emi Martinez go if a club meets their valuation. The price is understood to be around the 40 million mark. So the thing is with this one again, have you seen the difference here? Okay, so let's not be silly now. Let's be smart. We're all smart. We're all smart here. Apart from me when it comes to tech. See the difference in the language. Ollie Watkins not for sale. Let's think about the language being used here. Ollie Watkins is not for sale, reports Percy. This is Villa's speech to Man United. They haven't directly said Man United, but Aston Villa only consider letting Emi go if the club meets their valuation, 40 million. Read between the lines. Basically, United, if you want Emi Martinez, 40 million pounds. If you don't want Emi Martinez, leave us alone. If you want Emi Martinez, don't come any lower than 40. Now, again, Kevin makes a great point. Why 40 million for supposedly the world's best goalie, by the way? For ages. I've been looking at this price that's been going around about Emi Martinez, and I've been sat there going, 40 million. What are clubs doing? Why is someone not bidded 40 million for Emi Martinez? And that's now publicly. And again, people always say, "Oh, it's just rumours." I'm nailed on. This is true. Again, Percy for me, when it comes to Villa, he always lands one at the back post. He is always spot on when it comes to the Villa, right? Percy for me doesn't f around when it comes to the Villa. We've basically told the world. We've basically told the world that John Percy and Villa told Manchester United it's 40 million. Pay up. Yeah? Pay up. So who knows, chat? Who knows what's going to happen with that one? I think that is the one signing that could go. Big up Alfred, Alf squad. Big up, big up, big up. Is it Jason Statham, a beekeeper now? So sorry, Emi's on the plane to US. He's going to be worth 50 now. 40 million is the price, and that's it. We have to sort out. So do you think, chat, United come in and bid that? Do you think United come in and bid 40 million for Emi Martinez? So Emi for Garnacho, yes. Again, plausible. The question is then, if we do sell Emi for this 40 million, and we're talking about the Garnacho swap deal, is Marco Bizot becoming our number one? Or are we going for a Lucas Chevalier, who I think still is at Lille? I don't think anyone's snapped him up. What's your point? What do you reckon? What do you want me to poll? Sorry, Ant. What if I put in a poll? I'm happy to do a poll. What do you want me to poll? I don't think Lucas Chevalier has been snapped up by anyone. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I don't think he's been snapped up by anyone. But yeah, Emi. What if Emi's going or staying? Okay, let's have a look. Let me close this poll. Big up to everyone who's liked the stream. We should be on 50 likes. I think we should be on 50 likes. But yeah, big up to the Alfred. Alf Vervique. I don't know, but I'm just gonna have a quick look at but yeah, big up to the Alfred. I'm gonna poll it now about Emi. I'm gonna poll it now and see if Emi Martinez. Alf Vervique is a Man City and Club Bruges fan. Big up the Alf Raid, Man City fan. So there we go. Right, let me do the poll. Let me do the poll. Forgot to do a poll there. Let's start a poll. Will Emi leave by the end of the window? Yes. Go on then, chat. Let's see the views. Let's try and get like 25, 30 votes on this poll so we get a nice all-round consensus. Will Emi leave by the end of the window? Getting the poll. But yeah, big up to Al. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. I hope United sign Lamens. I can't stand the guy. Always get a dozen saves when we play Antwerp. Are you Belgium as well? I think I said. But yeah, big up to you. Thank you for the raid, and we'll definitely check the channel. I've got it saved now. In fact, big up to you, Man City and Club Bruges fan. Oh, we play good old Club Bruges. Yeah, big up to you. So there we go. Thank you. Bizot is perfect. Cable's number one. Chevalier is world class. Yeah, Chevalier is absolutely top dollar, isn't he? Emi will be back to his best World Cup season. I keep forgetting it's World Cup. It's a massive season. This is why I'm looking at people like Grealish still. Jack Grealish, man, sort yourself out. It's a World Cup. Yeah, it's a World Cup season. What are you doing? Get Chevalier in Emi number 2. Big boost. That's that bit. What? Make Emi humble pie and sit on there. I'd be okay with Bizot being our number one. We need to sacrifice some of that. It's not the worst. The thing is right. I think Meeks raises a good point here. With Marco, it's not exactly like he's a Robin Olsen, where we don't lose absolute faith. I mean, we need to see a bit more of him, but established goalkeeper. He's played in many European leagues, played at Europa League a lot, knows what he's doing, basically. And Thought he looked quite good against Hansa Rostock, to be fair. Strong, tall, athletic, gangly, sticks his legs out to make saves. I'm all for it. However, yeah, if we can get an outfielder and that is and that's where we go, then so be it. Is goalkeeper the position that wins or loses you games? That's the question you have to ask yourself. How pivotal is a goalkeeper? Do they win you more points than not? If you know what I mean, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, 70 million would make sense, but clearly not. PSG are going for the Lille keeper. No. What, Donnarumma and Chevalier? Don't. That's a cheat code. That's a cheat code. AK says that only these villas are disgrace. Agree. So there we go. Now he has a decent competition to improve. Chevalier, if Emi goes 100%. Jack needs game time as well. Emi should go to Napoli, clutch goalkeeper for UCL. Napoli want a basic. Antonio Conte only likes that as Premier League players, so there we go. Yeah, Bruges, quality club. Big up to Club Bruges. Donnarumma and Courtois are world-class keepers also. Yeah, Donnarumma's the best for me. Donnarumma is the world's number one for me. I think this guy is just an absolute man mountain. He's so good. He's so good. Right. Where's the Emi Buendia news? So there's Percy. Luis Diaz as well. Liverpool making so much money on what they're doing. Hot take, Jokeris a flop at Arsenal. Bloody hope so. It'll be funny. It'll be funny if he flops. Conte owns Donnarumma. He does. He does, but I wish Conte scored that header against PSG. I swear that comes into my head. Anytime anyone ever mentions PSG or Conte, first thing my head goes to is that header that Conte missed. Because he knows he should have scored it. I don't care. He knows he should have scored it. Leeds are interested in Emi Buendia and Gustavo Hamer for the number 10 role too. I think they're waiting for the one to unfold. As it stands with Buendia, the deal Aston Villa want is not acceptable for Leeds, but I think that won't change. Let me read that again. As it stands with Buendia, the deal that Villa want is not acceptable for Leeds, but I think that will change. So Villa put a price on Buendia, and Leeds feel like they can't match it. I think it was 15 million was the rumor, wasn't it, for Buendia? Was that what I saw, chat? 15 million for Buendia was roughly the fee that was touted around. Again, Leeds, I'm not being funny, but if Buendia is going to be your biggest signing, good luck to you. Gustavo Hamer, good luck to you. Like Daniel Farke as manager, good luck to you. I've actually, Leeds have been so quiet. I've actually forgot they were in the Premier League, that sort of sense. But we have a good rivalry with Leeds. I hope we absolutely batter them. I hope we absolutely batter Leeds. But yeah, Buendia, look, I'm going to ask the question here. Why did Bayer Leverkusen not buy him if he played so well on loan? Do you know what I mean? I think that's a fair point to raise, right? Why did Bayer Leverkusen not sign Buendia? Though he'd done his loan there. Bayer Leverkusen decided they didn't want him. I think Villa were counting on that as well. Donnarumma's saved us to the court for he's just so good, isn't he? So good. Remember when Rashi hit the framework as well? Coventry City, yeah, that's his levels in England. So we'll see how he adjusts there. Buendia and Bailey have been shot 60 million down the drain. Yeah, look, no one can try and sprinkle some dust on me to tell me that Buendia has been a good acquisition for 30 million. A big outlay for someone who simply didn't play or do enough in a Villa shirt. Underwhelming. A 30 million sign-in. When you look at that Grealish money now, Buendia, Bailey, and Ings. It's bad when you say that Bailey's probably been the most successful. That was last season, got us to Champions League. If Bailey had been the Bailey of this year for all his time at Villa, that Jack Grealish money would have been money really, really poorly spent, like horrendously poorly spent. Buendia was our record sign not so long ago. Shows how far we've come in such a short time. It is. It's true. Oh, look. I've just seen a Raheem Sterling thing's just come up. Without someone might have it already. Who can guess who Raheem Sterling has been linked to? A club that's already been mentioned on the show today. It's actually made me laugh. Who do you think Raheem Sterling's been linked to? Have you seen the tweet? Then fair enough. It's a Fabrizio tweet. Who do you reckon he's been linked to? That's hilarious. Not us, luckily. They're a weird side. I'll show you. They are a weird ass club. They are a weird ass club. Antonio Conte. Raheem Sterling will leave Chelsea this summer and has been offered to Napoli in the last 48 hours. Napoli assessing several options left for not only Sterling as Ndoye Kubo and Renzo. Conte is obsessed with building ex-Premier League 11. I swear down, look at the Napoli side. There's so many ex-Premier League has-beens. Unbelievable. Good old Fabrizio, that guy milks it. Do you know I read that Fabrizio earns about $1.5 million a year just off his tweets? You ever heard of that? 1.5 million just from his tweets. No wonder the bloke milks it. I don't blame him for tweeting the same story 5 times a day in different wording. 1.5 million. Yeah. Funny. Sorry, I'm just looking at some of the other stuff that's coming through. Again, someone who's been quite reliable on the Ollie Watkins stuff. Let me go to hit the frame. Donnarumma doesn't get credit for that. Yeah, no, I was just thinking about the missed chances, PC. Just think about the missed chances. But yeah, that PSG game, I think, was one. Has anyone actually, in real talk, has anyone watched that PSG game highlights back? It's one of those games that I'd probably love to rewatch the second half. I'd love to sit back and watch that 45 minutes again and think what could have been. Has anyone actually ever revisited that game, just out of interest? So there we go. They did. Eric Ten Hag became Bayer Leverkusen manager, which is true. Money for Wirtz, 100%. Or did Donnarumma tip it over? I can't remember. That's why I need to rewatch it. I need to. That's my blunder. Sorry, PC. Me and Lad Netzer was nearly over the seats in front when Donnarumma saved that. Is it? Sorry, guys. I said he hit the bar, but it was a save, wasn't it? I just picture Rashford coming in, curling it. You think it's in. There we go. But yeah, Sterling is just wage hungry. But yeah, 1.5 million a year. That's why he recycles the same tweets. You have to remember. A million times you've watched it back. Sorry, I've got it wrong. That Grealish money was a waste. It's real talk. That's real talk, PS. We didn't spend it correctly. We spent it at the time when needed to bolster a squad. Danny Ings ended up being second fiddle to Ollie and it just didn't work out. Buendia didn't produce any magic under Dean Smith or Gerrard and then eventually gets injured under Unai Emery. And then we have to rely on a one-season wonder Bailey to get some revenue from it. So there we go. Sorry, I need to share this again just to show you the reliability on this. Obviously, MJ Master, Matt Maher, obviously put the Kamara thing. But again, making sure there's certain journalists now pushing this Ollie story in a good way. Reported much earlier today, believe Aston Villa told any suitors Watkins not for sale. Club also adamant there's been no recent contact from anyone at the striker. We need to see more of those reports. We need to see more reports being pushed out there about Ollie not for sale than these BS journalists trying to tell us that Man United can have him. The more journos who can push that out, the better, in my opinion. So yeah, that's better. Grealish money wasn't waste. Base point that one season gives many men. Are we thinking Bailey's staying chat? That's another one for you guys to let me know your thoughts on. Leon Bailey, is he staying or not? Is Leon Bailey staying or not? Where are we at on that one? Leon Bailey, is he staying or not? What do we think of the Villa travel kit? I think it's sick. I think it's absolutely sick. But yeah, funny they announced the tram and stuff, but a few photos. Don Unai, if you haven't seen him. As I said, they did the Kamara photo shoot, and then there's the Don. The white badge. Not feeling the white badge on the gaffer's top, not going to lie. I don't think it suits, but there we go. But I reckon Unai Emery. What does Unai Emery do on that flight? What does Unai Emery do on that flight? Does he play Football Manager on his laptop? Is he watching clips of Pau Torres? What's Unai Emery doing on that flight, do you reckon? I don't reckon he relaxes at all. I don't reckon he relaxes at all. I reckon Unai Emery is absolutely locked in on that laptop doing all sorts. What do you reckon he does? But there we go. Has Watkins packed his bags yet? His taxi to Old Trafford should be right. Unfortunately, LeBeau, that dream's over, pal. He's not for sale. It's gone. But yeah, we got 15 million back. Yes, that's the one thing about Danny Ings we did. That's a good point, Duncan. No Bailey going. Interesting. Big up Rugby. Uno got some thinking to do. So there you go. Have a meeting. You can imagine. Uno Aaron's another right man. I have massive respect for him. Big up to AK for that. If you know I want Villa players so bad, let them have the Duncan Bailey. Yeah, I rate it. I rate it. I'll rate it. All right, have a look at this. Have a look at some of the travel gear. Villa merchandise is quite expensive, isn't it? No, why is that taking me to the travel gear? I wanna. There we got Emi. Look at Bailey. Bailey's gone full out hat thing. I like that hoodie. I rate it. Tyrone, yeah, go on, Mingsy. Bit of model. Oh no, you haven't got it on there. No wonder you couldn't see what I was doing. Mingsy loves it. Big up Mings. I think he's got a massive season ahead of his stage for it. There's Leon Bailey. There's Emi. So you know the boys who are getting on the plane. There's Emi. There's Bailey. There's Mings. And there's Amadou. He's got an Under Armour. That is a PlayStation or something, I'm telling you. Have you seen the footballers take their consoles around with them? Absolutely nuts what they take on their travels. And then we've got Ian Matson looking fresh. I have not seen a picture of Dendonka, by the way. Matson looking fresh with Donyell, the Dutch boys. Here, though, if you look, there's a pen and a piece of paper here. I'd love it if Unai Emery's done a quiz. Or John McGinn. Or something like that. I'd love it. I spotted that. I thought, do you know what? How funny would it be? How funny would it be if that is an Unai Emery quiz? What do you reckon this is? Or if it's a customs declaration form? I don't know. But funny, wouldn't it? It'd be absolutely hilarious if that is a John McGinn or Unai Emery quiz. So there we go. No one wants to buy Bailey, it's true. But yeah, there we go. There we go. And then who else? We've got Matty Cash and John McGinn. Matty Cash went sitting next to Ollie Watkins, as you saw in that video yesterday. The donk pushed the plane. They're playing Where's Leandro? Exactly that. That could be a quiz. Double Dutch, absolutely. But yeah, Ollie Watkins binned off Matty Cash. Unlucky. Yeah, friendly banter is fine, 100%. Friendly banter is fine. Look, if LeBeau wants to try and tell us that United's good, he's not going to convince any of us. But if he's not swearing, if he's not aggressive, it's fine. United fans need to air their frustrations. And we can all sit back and laugh. And we know we're going to finish above Man United again. So it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And LeBeau did send me a comment as well. But yeah, you know, we can't ban people for supporting a certain team. Although if there are blue noses in here, probably the only club we'd say, do you know what, we don't even want to hear you. But yeah, bit of banter back and forth. But yeah, nothing. He's not coming in threatening anyone, I don't think, as far as I'm aware. Look, no. See who we can spot on the plane. See who we can spot on the plane. If anyone spots Dendonka, I'll claps. I don't think the donkey's there. But yeah, Kashi wanted to sit next to Ollie. Smart man wearing shorts on the plane as well. What's Cash doing? You know, doesn't make Cash. And Ollie. So I think that I didn't see who that was. Pau, Emi Martinez. Emi's got a pillow. Is that John McGinn? Let's catch that again. How sure that is? Oh, that's Buendia. That's Emi Buendia. John McGinn in shorts, absolutely. Haley. Big up Esri. Morgs. What's these hats? Oh, what's that on Morg's shin? What's these hats about, Morgan? Come on, man. The Dutch double. Shorts but leggings on. Yuri. Yeah, he looks like Yuri looks just really mature. Who the there's Marco. Amadou with his big PlayStation, and then Unai, the gaffer. So there we go. Love it. That's all we're getting. We don't get to see everyone else. But do you know what? I'm shaving his legs. It's actually true, PC. That's the sort of thing I can see him doing. Oh, Morgan Rogers. What I am waiting for, no joke, is for the squad list. I want to see who actually got on that plane. Did the donkey get on the plane? That's the biggest question. Big up as well to my guy, Vamos VJ, Vamos. Big up, my friend. Thank you so much for your super chat. Big up the VJ. Jamo's on there. Yeah, I can't find the list. Has anyone found the squad list anywhere online where who's travelled or not? Is it on the Villa official website? Let's have a quick look. Is it on the Villa official website, the squad list? Does anyone know a source that has told me because I was trying to look on the. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look. Why can't I go on the official Villa website? What? What's going on here? I don't think there's anything. I'm desperate to know the squad list. Who's on the plane? Kamara, new signing. Hospitality. Villa head stateside. Maybe we might get a list here. You got the gallery. Photos. No squad list though. Because obviously, like Newcastle released their squad list, and they obviously said about the fact that here's a few more. I can help you out here. Buendia on the plane is good to see. Yeah, we're going to see a bit of Emi. But yeah, let's see. Can't get excited about these friends until we sign a few. I am looking forward. To. We'll come back with Messi. Imagine that. I am looking forward to these preseason games because the big boys are there. There's Bogard, and is that Jamoa? Is that? Let's see who else we got. Yuri. Let me zoom out a little bit. So I can move it. It says Leon. Yeah, Buendia looks really happy, doesn't he? Watch out for snakes on that plane. Emi Martinez. No, I'm joking. Or am I? Buendia looks really happy. Look at these Argentinian bags. How cute. Look at the Argentinians there, by the way. What on earth are those travel bags? Coffees. That is. I don't know about that, chat. Look at both of the Emmys. Look at Emmy's bag. Look at Emmy's plural bag. The three amigos. Pau looks a bit lost there. Yeah. Crazy. Meek's doing a splendid job. But there we go. And looks like he's bopped up. He's got that pillow as well, almost like his pillow. Here we go. The boys. Again, going in a suit. Oh my god, he's full on suit on a plane. Nuts. Gaffer. Who else? There's Monchi. Here we boy. Who's that? That's like Garcia. No. Ozgan? Is that Ozgan? Marco. Ilan Jr. Ilan Jr., the forgotten man, Ilan Jr. That's good to see some of these. Ilan Jr., yeah, Donkey's contract expires. Where Brady Bryan's saying, my mouse ain't working. There you go. Yeah, that's interesting. Ilan Jr.'s on the plane. Ilan Jr.'s on the plane. Forgot about him. Gauchi doesn't look like he's in crutches. Got a laptop. So we've got the three keepers going. Anana, Conter and Bailey. It's interesting if any players sit by themselves. Look at this. They got the laptops, they got the phones, the headphones. Malin, Matson. Yeah, this has got to be a quiz. I want to know what this is. Or is it like a customs thing? They've all got this. Look, Marco's filling his in early. Shame no one sat next to Marco. But look at that strategical seat as well, by the way. That's basically blocked out anyone sitting next to him. That is basically blocking anyone sitting next to him. He's going, British Columbia News Island Day got some guys trapped in a gold mine here. Oh, peace. Yeah. How long is that going to take them to get out? I think there's a list on the Talk Villa website. Cheers, Alan Ford. Big Alan Ford, my lord, by the way. Need to try and find that. These pictures are good though. Yeah, we've seen that one. Absolutely. This is like, God, what was that thing? Antisocial. I wonder how many of these players actually speak on the plane. But there we go. Hopefully, Villa will give us an official list of who's travelled. But no sign of the donkey. The donkey's been left on Weston-super-Mare Beach, it seems. So there we go. But yeah, listen, big up to everyone in the chat. Good banter, good talk. So what are we looking for? We are what? Geez, we're actually close to this game now, aren't we? Tomorrow will be Friday. Before you know it, we'll be playing that game. So they land today. They have a training session Friday and they play Saturday. As I said, the game kicks off Saturday, 7 p.m. local time. So it's 7 p.m. local time against Eintracht Frankfurt in Louisville. So that will be midnight here on Sunday. So yeah, we're gonna be here ready to rock and roll for the watch along. Tomorrow, I don't expect any news. I think tomorrow's going to be a very quiet day. I think we're going to have a very quiet day tomorrow. Hopefully, we get some training pictures. And then Saturday's game day, basically. Saturday is game day, so I'm looking forward to game day. Meeks is keeping on the chat for me. Big up Meeks, and yeah, big up to everyone. So yeah, I don't think there's any much more else to talk about with the Villa, apart from we're massive, we're class. I don't think there is any other links or foremost, apart from the Luca Digne situation. And yeah, Luca Digne wants to stay at Villa, which is positive. So, guys, I think this is my time to bow out. Appreciate Meeks and Vamos VJ for the super chats. And, of course, Super Matty Taylor as well, who'll be long gone as well. Donkey, that's quite funny. But, guys, as always, you lot have come in your numbers, supported the channel. Great chat, great discussions. And we really appreciate it. And, yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings. Let's go and raid someone of some sort. See if there's any Villa channels going. I don't know if there is. Is there any Villa channels on? Is there any Villa channels on? See, look, Red Devil United saying Watkins official move. Like United fans are holding on. They're holding on. No, there is no official move. There is no move for Ollie Watkins. He's staying. He's ours. What are you doing out here? What are you doing? Like even Saeed, Man United Watkins bid. Where is this bid? Where is this bid coming from? What am I hearing? Do we go raid a Man United fan channel and say, what are you doing? Like, Watkins bid. I've got to quickly search this. Watkins bid. No, no. Like, why are United fans thinking he's had a bid? It's not happened. It's not happened. Just clickbait, yeah. It's damn you, damn, um, damn, damn. Um, yeah, I can't look at it. I can't look at it. People, we're bouncing out of here. Up the bloody Villa. Thank you for your support. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you all soon. United fans, what are you on about? There's been no bid. I'm out of here, people. Ta-da.